Look, cold ass bitch, I give raw chills. 10 different looks and my looks so kill. I kiss him in the mouth, I feel all grills. Heat in the car, that's no song reels. Woo!
Let's hear that pop.
Woo! Bigger, the dash and the ash. And love with dope, so you ain't flagging. Show me what the fashion. Get that, let me get that.
It's Wine Wednesday, baby.
What?
It's Wine Wednesday, baby. Back at it. With the poll that y'all boys picked.
Y'all did it.
You did it. The audience did it.
So now we're getting drunk on a Wednesday, Friday. We'll edit that out.
We'll edit that out. For you.
For you. We care.
And we're dressed in our quarantine finest. I look beautiful. Thank you so much for saying.
Her braids are popping 10 right now.
Listen, okay, my scalp is tight. Okay.
You wake up sleep last night.
That's my heartbeat. I feel it. But listen, to be beautiful is to suffer.
Honestly.
Okay? Okay. So we're back at it. Listen, yo hablo español, no francés. So I'm not going to attempt to pronounce this, okay? But we're back at it with every fucking time. Every time. With the Maison de Grand Esprit, a sparkling wine.
A sparkling wine.
And honestly, sparkling is my favorite varietal. I think I've learned more and drank more since living in Napa, but you hand me a mimosa, it's over. It's over for you bitches.
Nothing better than sitting down for brunch, looking at the people that you're eating with, and thinking to yourself,
looking,
we are going to be
shit-faced drunk.
Shit-faced drunk
by 1:30.
It's horrifying and lovely all at the same time. And if you're gonna get drunk, at least know what you're drinking.
Literally.
You know? So we're here to
be an educated tipsy. Okay? Cheers, babe.
Cheers. Tink. Tink. So just a second on the glass that we're choosing to drink out of.
Yes.
Obviously this is a martini glass, but because we don't have flutes. But when it comes to drinking champagne, you can either drink out of a flute or a coupe. I would suggest a coupe. It's the like flatter with the rounded top.
Those are pretty.
Yeah, and it's like cute and really dainty. You're supposed to hold it by the stem so the wine doesn't heat up, but it's better than a flute only because you're going to be able to pick up some of those tasting notes way better than you would for a flute, because it's really, you know, small. There's a very small circumference of where you can actually smell from. So given that it's on like, you know, a broader landscape of the coupe glass, you get some
hop into coupe. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's we're drinking out of martini glasses because this is what we've done for ourselves.
And I wasn't gonna wash the wine glasses.
Yeah.
So we're here. So before we get started, I wanted to explain the difference between sparkling wine and champagne. Spoiler alert, there is none. It was a very saucy, finessing move by France. Basically, you can only call champagne wine that has been made in the region of Champagne in France. And this is literally a legal mandate that international countries respect from France. So if it's made outside of that region, even in France or internationally, it has to be called sparkling. Basically, France said, yo, moo la la, yo. Bitch better have my money.
Y'all should know me well enough.
That's what they said.
But if it's not called champagne, it's called Crémant.
Crémant.
Tap, 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 tap. So Crémant de, you know, that word, and that is the region where this sparkling wine is grown. So, sparkling wine, champagne of whatever that word is. What is that word?
Who knows?
Listen, I'm sorry, and I know I study wine, but French sometimes gets away from me. It's the amount of vowels.
And I know a whole different language, so you don't bother me. So.
Don't bother me. Okay, so, but if it isn't called champagne and it isn't called Crémant, there are a couple different names around the world that different countries have kind of taken hold of that name and they're not letting go. For example, there's Lambrusco, there's Prosecco in Northeast Italy, and there's Cava. Yes, there's Cava in Northern Spain. So pay attention to that because that will really tell you where the wine was grown. If you see Cava, it was grown in Spain. If you see Prosecco, it was grown in Italy.
I love Prosecco. I love me some Prosecco.
So, you know, just pay attention. And of course, with champagne, it's always going to be more expensive because the name, you know,
the region,
it's always the bouginess. It's always going to be more expensive.
Yep.
But that is not to say that there aren't great sparkling wines. There aren't great Proseccos, Lambruscos, Cavas, all types of sparkling wines that you can get that aren't going to be as expensive as champagnes.
Yep. And I think one of the misconceptions is that sparkling wine is its own varietal, but it's actually just made from regular wine, but it has a very specific kind of fermentation process to get them bubbles in it.
Right.
So this particular wine is 60% Chardonnay, 20% Pinot Noir, and 20% Gamay.
Gamay. And remember last week how we were talking about the grape must would stay in contact with the juice. This does not have any contact, right? So she said it was 20% Pinot Noir. So obviously they just got the juice from the Pinot Noir. They just wanted the flavor profile from the Pinot Noir. Not the color, yes.
Yeah. And it's a really nice, like, champagne-y golden color. It's very, very beautiful in the glass.
And the bottle is gorgeous.
And we've had it in the fridge. This is the wine that you want to have icy cold in the fridge. I mean, we still chill our wines, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, and we're having some olives. Should we pop some raspberries in here just to be extra for no reason? We have some Greek olives from Whole Foods. Whole Foods pay us, that we're just munching on. And we're doing a very Pretty Woman type of thing and putting raspberries in it. Like I said, you cannot call it champagne unless you got that property, baby. France will come for you. They'll come for you.
They really will.
Yes, but the best part, and Pree's gonna talk about it, is that this is an invitation and an invention by a woman. The mind of a woman. A man could never come up with this. So
a man could never come up with this. In fact, her husband had to die for her to start.
Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth? This method champenoise was made by a woman. Her name was Madame Clicquot.
Please,
Madame
respect.
Madame Clicquot.
Wheezy F baby. Please say the baby.
So, by Madame Clicquot, in 1805, her husband died, she became a widow, and she decided to make a champagne house. Now, veuve actually means widow in French.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so we drinking Widow Clicquot champagne all day. But basically what happened was she decided to take over her father-in-law's business, and they dabbled in banking and business, and they made shitty champagne. So, being the woman that she was, she decided to stop all other forms of business. Let's just focus on champagne. Let's get the best champagne we possibly can. And she really put in steps to make the traditional champenoise method happen. Like she started doing riddling, which is where you put, it was so cold outside, she shoved the champagne bottles in the snow
at a 45-degree angle. And
we'll talk about fermentation and all that a little bit later, but basically she figured out that she could turn the bottle bit by bit every day. Basically what was happening is winemakers before her, because they needed to get the sediment out of, making the bubbles, you put extra stuff in the juice in order to get those bubbles. So it has like this the gritty yeast that kind of settles to the bottom of the bottle. Yeah, so basically winemakers would ruin half their wine because they just trying to get the sediment out, and they would just butcher the rest of it because they were they were just so, Keep in mind, these were men. So yes, these were men in France in 1800s. So, but you can make your own assumptions. So basically, she shoved a champagne in the snow, figured out gravity will take its course. This sediment was slowly dropping. She was turning it every day. She had hundreds of bottles every day that she was turning. And she would mark them to see like, okay, I just turned this, let me turn, and literally in like half an inch or a very incremental amount that she would turn it. Yeah, and that method is still carried out to today. and it is painstaking, and they do have machines now that can do that for you, but the traditional method is you do it all by hand. It is very painstaking, but winemaking is
a painstaking art, yeah.
And you know,
yeah, don't come for me, that's the truth.
Honestly, there is so much to be said about how much she changed the wine industry, and not enough people know that she is responsible for doing that. So, you know.
There you go.
Anyway,
so why don't we do a little taste?
Yes. Shall we have a sniff?
Yes.
Now, champagnes are harder to sniff, I will say.
The smell is like very faint, very subtle, very dainty, you know what I'm saying? You're meeting your sugar daddy at a smoking club. That's what it smells like.
That's what it smells like.
So, I can't smell shit. So we're gonna look at the winemaker notes.
And a little bit of strawberry, a little bit of maybe apricot.
Ooh. I really didn't smell anything. It just got like, you know, that subtle wine smell. So from the winemaker's website, this on the nose, it's supposed to have white nectarines for the job at the beach.
Yes!
Queen.
Oh, it was made in Burgundy. That French word was Burgundy. I'm an asshole. How nobody that studied wine with me watches this.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay, man.
It's okay, man. So this has notes of white nectarine, toasted almonds, and a sense of minerality. So a little bit of mineral, you know what I'm saying, crystal rocks in there. When you taste it, what do you taste?
Champagne?
Bubbles. I feel like, you know, like I'm not very confident in tasting wines. Still watch our wine wasters. Still watch. But I'm learning, and I feel like sparkling wine is one of those things where it's really hard because the bubbles are dancing on your tongue. So trying to capture in that moment the taste profile is really hard because I'm just getting the sensation of the carbonated drink.
Yeah,
kind of.
It is really difficult to pick up on those notes, and I do feel like sparkling wine is the hardest to be able to point out, especially it is the bubbles that really do distract you. Yeah. So I don't taste toasted almonds. I don't. I taste a little bit of the nectarine. I'm getting a little bit of that citrusy.
And I'm getting floral and fruity, but I can't, you know, I wouldn't be able to give you a specific, you know.
But yeah, I think it's delicious. I'll say that.
But listen, don't be fooled if it doesn't come from France. Sparkling wine is delicious, and like we told you, it's really just a mix of regular varietals, but the process, it allows it to become this carbonated wine drink and have those flavor profiles. But yeah, girl.
Yeah, and one thing about this house, the Maison de Grand Esprit, one of their things is like, the reason that we named it this is because it's the marriage of terroir, of man, and of knowledge. So mixing all those things together, you know, taking the wine out of France, this, you know, especially sparkling wine, take it out of the terroir, all you got is the man of knowledge. And who knows if they could, those two things are enough to put together a great wine. You take the man out of it,
you got a great wine.
And one more thing about champagne in general, sparkling wine, they won't necessarily have a vintage year on them because most of the time winemakers do mix and match different varietals from different years in one bin. So you could have a 2014 Pinot Noir mixed with a 2017 Chardonnay, and it's just because the winemaker knows that those tasting notes are exactly what they want to go into the wine. So most of the time there won't be a year. What I would do is mark the year that you got it, just so if you are collecting, you can just
if you want to sit on it, yeah. And like I said, it really depends on what you like in your palate. What sparkling wine do you recommend? I really recommend this one. Like, this one is the bee's knees. It's really delicious. It's really floral, fruity, and just a good one.
Schwarzberg is amazing.
I really like the Sterling Prosecco. It is a super dry Prosecco, and you can really mix it with anything. Just on a Tuesday morning, 11 a.m., you having a Bellini for no reason. Get you that Sterling Prosecco.
Yes.
I also really like sparkling rosés. Again, from Sterling. Am I talking about Sterling a lot? Pay me. I really like the sparkling rosé.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
All right, y'all. Listen, keep giving us suggestions. I don't know if we're gonna do another poll. Maybe we will, maybe we won't, but keep giving us suggestions in the comments. So yes, let us know if you guys want us to try another varietal. Let us know what you're drinking, or if you just drink it. All right, cheers. Clink, clank.
Clank, clank.